You wanna come? Okay. Okay. That's fine. Say hi. Say hi, baby. You're yawning. Say hi. Say hi. Hello. Say hi, everybody. I am here to mess up this live. Say hi. He's not happy because I was out the entire day yesterday, so I wasn't able to take him out to fetch. And then the day before that, I went live, so I also wasn't able to take him out to fetch because by the time that I finish, it's too late. And today I won't be able to take him out to fetch again. Although I played with him yesterday, just inside the house. I think you were tired yesterday, right? It's just that you weren't able to. Well, I took him out to potty, but that's about it. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. Phaedra, oh, you're here. Kate, Kate, and Big Nights, and ND Big Night Sky oh 07. ND Big Night Sky oh 07. Is this the first time you are chatting with us? I hate that he hold back so many tickets to jack up the prices for resale sites. Okay. Where are you? Shelling 8050. Alicia, Fire Butterfly, BTS 7 plus 1. Janine, Mary Lynn, Kathleen, Britain, BTS 7 plus 1. We've had quite a conversation, huh? Sarah, Sedera, Letitia, Reg Pear, Angel Star, Maritz, Azurella, Halina, Gemini, Janine, Lisa Parker, A. Brown, I. Carmi, Leah, JJ, MLB. Ah, the Dodgers lost. So it's 2-2 now. Lindsay, Cindy, BTS 7 plus 1, Celeste, OSP, Lisa, Juveline, Christina, Agnes, Just the Tea Please, C Mag, Emma. Oh, you have been on YouTube with Miranda. Okay, we've got so much BTS, but still missing Suga. We're fed this week. BTS Army in the last 7 days, the last week. Cindy, Elena, Tickle, Tickled Lady, SKC, Evie, Kathleen, Azurella, MHM 6080, Alta, Michelle Santiago. Lorena is on Twitch. Pia, Juveline, Rani, Robin Carr, Misha. Okay. Hi, everybody. My doggy is here. My super cute dog is here to grace you with his presence. Hmm. Say hi. Say hi. Tell them how you should have been on this stage with RM. You would have made everybody say yes to your desires. Hi, Consuelo. Okay, so did you watch the speech? Are you proud? Are you proud of our leader? Do you think he's going to be the next chairman of Hive? um, Daniel PSZ. Okay, some people are joining. Super cute. They said you're super cute, baby. Show them your cuteness. Show them your cuteness. And he's a very good boy as well. Are you proud of our RM? Were you? Were you proud of Deb? Of well, are you proud of Debak and also of RM? Wait, I need to show you. He's bumping my hand so that I will scratch him. RM did great, right? So I posted an unedited transcript of this speech on Patreon and also on YouTube, just in case you are not on Patreon, because I understand some of you are not on Patreon, you're just on YouTube, and some of you are on X, but not on either YouTube or Patreon. So I posted a transcript of the speech there. It's largely unedited, but some of the syntax and grammar they were corrected. And then I posted a video, a reaction, just the 10 things that I think really stood out to me. But I think he did more he was wow, I see so many new names. I've been away for a while. I missed all my usual donations. Deba gets all the treats. Mine is for fairly. Oh, Deba. Tell them no. The 50 is all mine. Tell Phaedra. Tell Phaedra. No, the 50 is mine. I'm going to buy my treats. Thank you, Phaedra. Wait, let's show it here. Okay, thank you, Phaedra. Proud mama feels again. Yeah, it's definitely a proud mama moment for me. I feel like I literally felt like I was his mom while he was talking there. But I think I appreciated that he decided to stay on his lane. Like he didn't pretend that he's a business. He probably is. He probably already has a lot of businesses, but he chose to take the point of view. He chose to stand by creators. He represented other artists, making a case to people that would have control over policies and control over money. And I thought it was so gallant of him to actually be very straightforward about asking for funds, because I thought he was going to sort of limit his appeal to policies, but that's not what he did. He actually decided to say, just can you give them funds? Like give creators funds. So that's one. Second is that as I've said in the video already, um I think it was good that he did not overpromise, that he didn't oversell art. He didn't say that it was going to settle conflicts or this is the path to world peace or whatever. For him, it was just like it's a start. People are going to understand each other, be more welcoming when there is a common ground. And most of the time, art is the easiest way in. So, um, so yeah, it's good that he knew exactly what it was he was selling, and he was very precise in what he was asking. Money and policies that will make it easier for people to actually exchange ideas and also access the art of others. I also felt very, very strongly on how he defined K-pop. He said this is not just a genre, this is an entire culture, and music is just one of the many components, because I felt like that actually gave us a better idea on how the principle behind the creation of BTS's art. They've never treated K-pop or songs for that matter as a mere musical genre. They've always treated K-pop as an entire cultural experience. So I thought that was also important. He also addressed culture in general. I think one of the many frustrating things for a fan like me and for somebody who admires so many forms of art, movies, TV shows, and music from other countries is how we're all like there's this, if for some people there's this very clear demarcation, and you're just a fan and you're not even supposed to experience the culture behind the art. And to him, he made it clear that that's not the point. Like there's really we will have no control over how people will consume the culture behind the art. It's just a matter of the larger concern is that artists and people need to be faithful to their own identity. Like you can consume a you can consume somebody else's art, you can consume somebody else's culture, but at the end of the day, it has to be about you protecting your own identity because you really can't do anything about how others will consume your culture. So I thought that was very important because he made his stance very clear. Because, if when you're going global, it's natural for you to start incorporating elements from other cultures and other countries. And to him, he made it clear that that's just something inevitable. But it doesn't mean that we're disrespecting anybody. And at the end of the day, they're still very clear on who they are. So for those who don't haven't had a chance to watch his entire speech, it's very short. It's like 10 minutes. But I posted the transcript on Patreon. It's also on X and it's also on YouTube, the community section. So if you want to just do a quick read, you can go there. But as I've said, it's 10 minutes and it's all over the internet now. So that's good. Okay, I was sad about Jimin erasing the army messages, but he was happy as it put a period at the end of everything. I also felt sad because I felt like it was one of those things that carried us through, strangely enough, right? Like in the very few times that we've actually seen the rehearsal room, but specifically whenever they have rehearsals, I'm talking about Jin and J Hope, we would always see that corner. And it kind of felt like, oh, there's something about their past that has been carried on to now. But I feel good that it was him who did it. He was the one who erased it. Nobody did it for him. Nobody took the initiative to clean the rehearsal room. So I think it was good that it was him who did it. And maybe it was just a signal, that it's time to move on. It's time to it's time to actually build new memories, right? We can't lock ourselves in that era and in that time. So it's good that it was him who actually did it. And yeah, it's nostalgic, but also I feel like just like them, I think by themselves, BTS themselves know that and feel that it's whatever it is that they are going to do, it's a new chapter in their lives. And so it's symbolic. I think moving on was just this is a perfect time to do it. Um okay, is the RM speech video translated? It's in English. He delivered the speech in English. And so the transcription that I posted on Patreon, X, and YouTube, they're also in English. But as I've said, it's not edited. So there are some mistakes there, meaning like some punctuations and whatever spellings. But I tried my best to transcribe it as he said it. So there. But it was a see you later message, and now he's back, so no need to be up there anymore. It truly was a wonderful speech, our President RM. Okay, so we have a lot to cover. MLB, oh, is that perfect? Thanks so much. Yeah, it's in English. So thank you. So I think it's a landmark for BTS, for RM himself as a leader. I think that moment defines something in him. It doesn't define his entire career and definitely does not define his entire personality. But I think to his brand, that's something. And I also felt that he delivered it perfectly. As I've said in last Monday, Hybe could have chosen any of their CEOs to do this. They chose RM. And I think it was a perfect choice that he was the one who spoke there because they are speaking from the point of view of artists and creators rather than point of view of power. So good choice for them. Okay. His hobby Young said it's time to practice clean the mirror. Yeah, I think they're also rehearsing. I'm so looking forward to it. I still feel strongly that they are going to show us something or give us something by Christmas. So I'm very excited for that. Okay, so we have several things to cover. We have news and updates. We have just an update on the ADOR case. We have the Ticketmaster update as well. And then we have the BTS concerts. The BTS concert stuff, these are the things that I've been hearing, and also how new developments will be affecting the concert of BTS in 2026. Some of the things that I've been hearing in the industry, and some of the things that I've sort of alluded to before. Okay. All right. So why don't we start with something negative? Then we can go then we can go positive. Glad RM mentioned and acknowledged Bang Shiyuk. Yeah, I think these guys are closer to Bang Shiyuk than they make it appear. I think them not constantly talking about Bang Shiyuk is primarily because they don't interact with him on a regular basis, but also they don't really work with him anymore. I think one of the brilliant things, and I'm so thankful for this, is that Bang Shiyuk never attached his name to BTS from the very beginning. In the early days of BTS, Bang Shiyuk was very clear that BTS has complete control over their creatives. And so, to the minds of the public and to the minds of the media, he's not, he doesn't need to be there. He's not the kind of producer that imposes himself on anybody. So, Evie, thank you. Say thank you, BB. Yeah, say thank you to Evie. There you go. Yeah, she gave you stuff. She gave you $5 for your treats. Love you. Okay, thank you, Evie. Okay, so there is a certain CEO who likes inserting herself in the career of her group, and I just feel so bad for artists who talk about like, oh, I can't do this without this person or the other. It's just that it feels like, you know, you have to build your own identity outside of anybody else. And I think that's what BTS successfully did, and Bang Shiyuk successfully did, is to really isolate himself, separate himself from BTS. So and RM's credit to Army. Yeah. That was unexpected. I did not think he was going to mention that. Mama Roach. Yeah, I feel so bad for those girls, when they feel like, oh, we won't be this without her. It's just so, but also think about it, because I personally have been thinking about this. Maybe to a certain degree, it's just BTS has made us so used to this concept of them being so independent, of them building their own name by themselves, that for us, when the girls said that they can't exist and they owe everything to Min, it felt off because we're not used to it. There's that, right? Okay. The younger idols need Bank PD him more now. BTS is able to create on their own now. Um, yeah, but I think for the younger ones, like for example, for Cortis, he participated in the lead track of Cortis. But I think Bang Shiuk was able to set up a system in Hybe where the executive producers also have their own their own producers that guide the groups, which I appreciate, because the producers aren't there really to create for them. The producers are there to make sure that everything is cohesive and to guide them and to maximize their talent. So, okay, let's do the negative things first. How's that? And then let's get that out of the way so that from there we can progress into something positive. And then we'll end with the most positive things of all. Okay. Do you want to get down, baby, or you want to stay there? You want to stay there? Okay, you can stay there. You can get down after my adore portion. Okay. Okay. All right. Get the trash out and leave the fun. Okay. So this is actually very quick. These are just some updates. As you know, the decision is supposed to be handed down tomorrow. So, well, today actually. So 9:50 KST, and I think it's right around, what time is it in Korea? It's 8:20. So maybe towards the end we'll know what happened. Oh, let me go live on Instagram. Okay, I am live on Instagram. Okay. So, all right. So that is going to be handed, or at least the start of the hearing, the beginning of the hearing is 9:50 a.m. Korean Standard Time, and it's around 8. So towards the end of the the stream, we're going to have something. Now, one of the major things that was emphasized is the defense that was used by the lawyers of New Jeans. So, as you know, one of their demands is to bring back Min as the CEO of HYBE. And one of the ways they could justify that, they could justify the unfair firing of Min, is the claim that they were the ones who went forward and called Min and told her that they feel there is plagiarism. So they're saying that that was them making some, that it was them who went to Min and told her that they think they are being plagiarized by the other camp. And so they said that Min didn't have a choice because we asked her to do it. Therefore, it is unfair if you fire her. That is the claim. And this became, at least as far as I understood it, this became the main defense of this entire thing. My donation is for Fairlyn and my mom, and mom dinner evening, not the channel or Debak. That stuff is always covered. Oh, thank you. Okay, Debak, say thank you to Phaedra. She finally gave you something. You didn't meet her dog though. You should meet her dog. Okay, thank you, Phaedra. So this became the main defense. So it kind of shifted from loss of trust or whatever to this. So they're saying that you absolutely have to bring her back because it was us who asked her and raised the concerns about plagiarism. And so she was simply protecting us. Okay. So now the media is thinking that this is where the contention is going to lie, because the court will then have to determine if Min was simply performing her duty as the CEO of the company, her duty to their loan group. So, okay, that is what we need to wait for, and we will get it in about 2 hours. Next, let me see what this is. Oh yeah, so the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, was recently criticized in the National Assembly for not doing anything about the complaints of artists. So they said that ever since the JYJ law 10 years ago, for those who are not familiar, perhaps the biggest group ever, next to, well, before BTS, the biggest group ever, TVXQ, was a 5-member group under SM Entertainment. And then on the fifth, sixth year, they sued SM Entertainment, or 3 of the 5 members sued SM Entertainment, saying that the income distribution was unfair, that they were locked into a 15-year contract. They couldn't do anything without the approval of SM Entertainment and stuff like that. So it went to a hearing. It lasted for about 3 years or 4 years. At the end of it, JYJ, the 3 members that sued, they were able to terminate their contract from SM Entertainment, but they did have to pay the fine. Ever since that, the National Assembly said that the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism hasn't really done anything that would progress the policies or the protection of artists, or at the very least improve the condition of the workers that are in the entertainment industry. So that was the main issue during the National Assembly. And people feel, at least some people in Korea in forums feel, that this is a setup, because then the National Assembly is sort of pushing the ministry and the government and probably even the court to be more vigilant in the cases that they are hearing, and that happens to be the case of Adore against New Jeans and Bang Shiyuk. Okay, so that's another thing. Next, Team Bunnies. If you would remember, there is a fan club in Korea. They call themselves Team Bunnies, who are very, very vigilant, and they have access to a lot of funds. And allegedly, they also have access to insider information within Adore. Not within Adore, but Min Hee Jin and everything that she has been doing. And so they have filed several lawsuits. This is the same group, and done they've released statements to the media, they've done campaigns, coffee trucks, they've sent roving billboards to criticize Hybe. And one of the major things that they did is this alleged fundraising. So they raised money and then used that money to further file cases, not really pay, but release statements to the media, posters, all of those campaign stuff. Now, allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because they haven't really proven anything yet. So someone filed a complaint against them, against the fundraising that they did, because it was, they were, it was like interpreted as it was illegal, basically. The way that they did it was illegal. And so they sued the Team Bunnies, the team was sued. So they were summoned to the court. Now they revealed that the identity of the head of this account and this website is a minor, 17 years old, which actually will save them from any kind of lawsuits because they are a minor. The question, though, is that how can all of these things be done by a minor? Because apparently this team has been meeting with different brands. They have been meeting with lawyers, with reporters, and so people are so puzzled. How is a 17-year-old able to do all of these things? So they do not believe that this was actually being led by the 17-year-old. They feel like this group realized that they have a 17-year-old in the group and decided, okay, you take the fall. Because if you do, then we're not going to get sued. Um, so Celeste and Fire Butterfly are on Twitch. Sorry about that. Okay. So I also don't believe that she's probably a member of the group, like one of the fans that are that is actually supporting New Jeans, but I do not believe that it's her who's heading the group. But it was her identity that was submitted to the court. And so the court is saying that most likely we can't do anything because she's a minor. Okay, so this Team Bunnies, has made it clear more than once that they have access to New Jeans and people close to them. So this is true. In fact, during the hearing, they constantly provide updates to their fans saying that, or to the members of the group who are subscribing to them, and saying that and proving that they're actually in the hearing. So, do you want to go down? Okay. So that's the case. Another thing is that this reporter, the one that has been writing articles against Bang Shiyuk in Market Watch, he is on a rampage. So on a daily basis, he would write like 2 to 3 articles against Bang Shiyuk. um, so Elizar said, correction, it was not illegal. It just surpassed the expected amount to fundraise. I think the case was, let me finish reading her comment. Expected amount to fundraise, and therefore they needed to pay tax, which they neither knew or could because of age. That's what they are saying. However, I think the initial case was that they were, if you're asking, so the signatures that they got did not have enough disclaimers. So they were sending out the thing that people will be signing without proper information, which was illegal. So, okay. going back, so this reporter has been on a writing rampage. So I think he has so far written 11 articles against Bang Shiyuk and Hybe in general. The latest of which is his criticism of Bang Shiyuk speaking in the APEC pre-event. So it was RM who spoke in the Apex CEO event. But there was an event before that where Bang Shiyuk actually delivered the speech. And he's saying that why is he being allowed to do all of these things, partnering with the National Assembly, getting invited into the inauguration of the president when he's facing a case. So, number one, Bang Shiyuk has not faced a case yet. He's being investigated, and the police is determining whether they have enough to proceed and actually sue him, but there hasn't been a case that has been formally filed. The finance institution did submit the case to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor will be the one to determine whether they can actually indict him or not. So he hasn't faced a case. However, the police did issue a warrant, meaning he cannot travel out of the country. But this reporter is complaining, why is Bang Shiyuk being allowed to do all of this when he should be treated guilty before being proclaimed innocent? But he is taking an issue against that. Okay, so 11th article apparently this week or something. This is the event where Bang Shiyuk actually spoke. It's the APEC Business Advisory Council meeting. And this happened before the APEC event. Where RM spoke is the APEC CEO event, which is the pre-event to the APEC. Okay, next. Bang Shiyuk has never been indicted, correct? Not yet, at the very least. Next issue is that I feel bad for XOLs. I think I've mentioned to you this before. I like some of EXO's music. I actually still listen to Kokobop. So I kind of like that. I know that some of the members of BTS are very close to some of the members of EXO. But so they do have a comeback because everyone and their dog will be making a comeback in the first quarter of next year. So anyway, they have a fan meet in December, and this is going to be their first in like 5 years or 6 years or something. After that, they're going to release an album first quarter of next year. But in the announcement of SM, three members were absent: Chen, Baekhyun, and Shumin, sorry, Shumin. Baekhyun is actually their main singer. So a lot of XOLs are very, very upset because how can you not include the main singer of the group? Now, these three formed their own agency and they are managing their individual activities. However, they did promise their fandom that they will participate in the group activities. So it was a total shock when SM announced that they will not be participating in the comeback. However, they did sue SM. So, which was now dismissed. So anyway, they even then, even when they were suing SM, they made it clear that they are willing to participate in group activities. So they issued a statement after SM Entertainment released a statement stating that the three will not be participating. And they said that in October 2nd, so the three members already knew about this comeback. And they met with SM Entertainment stating that they are going to agree to all the conditions of SM just so they could participate in the next comeback. Okay, so that was October 2. They said that Baekhyun accepted all conditions presented by SM and clearly conveyed his intention to reach an agreement in order to make a full EXO comeback at the end of the year. Okay, so there's absolutely no blood in my legs, baby. No blood flowing in my legs. Okay. Okay, so they said that. So allegedly SM gave them a set of conditions which they agreed to. And so Baekhyun said, "Okay, we're going to agree to all of this. Let's just proceed with a comeback as a full group." But they were still not included in the final list. After Baekhyun, the claim of XOCBX is that after Baekhyun made it clear to SM Entertainment that they are accepting all conditions and that they just want to reach an agreement so that they can participate in the full group comeback, they didn't hear anything else. the next thing that they heard was a news release stating that they will not be participating in the next comeback. So this is the timeline they're saying. July 9, first meeting with SM to discuss group activities. September 10, entered official negotiation stage. October 2, which is pretty recent, that's just this month. After the second mediation, CBX accepted all SM's conditions for a year-end comeback and cleared their December schedule for EXO. Despite these efforts, they said that they were surprised. This is the group that's representing EXO CBX. They were surprised by SM recent fan meeting and album plans excluding CBX, but remains committed to reaching an agreement soon. CBX is waiting for an SM response to finalize an agreement. So I feel bad for this three. So these are the three members. They put up their own agency. They're pursuing individual activities, managing their individual activities. Okay, so I hope that they could resolve it. I know that the fandom is really waiting for something from them. Okay, SM Entertainment issued a statement saying that we have won all disputes so far, and the only thing we ask the three parties to pay 10% of the individual activity sales stipulated in the existing agreement on June 18, 2023. However, it has not been implemented. So remember, this is the same thing that happened to JYJ, where they were allowed to release. The court will say, okay, just release the group, but they do have to pay a portion of their income to SM Entertainment. So, and this is the same thing that they are asking as this three to do. You are free to pursue individual activities. You do need to pay us a cut until you finish off paying your fine. And they said that the reason they did not include the three is that they are not implementing this decision. So that, to a lot of people, may actually feel that a lot of people think that this is a possibility, that it's possible for the court to do the same thing for New Jeans, that they may be allowed to terminate their contract and pursue individual activities or activities outside of HYBE or ADOR, but they do need to pay a fine. So, okay. Do you have questions before we go on to the next topic? SM sounds greedy. They have, it's a corporation, it's a business. And I think that's the same thing, obviously it's the same thing for YG, for JYP, and of course for HYBE. They do have their own interests to take care of. So you can't just expect them to release anybody like that. However, this group, so this is the inside story in SMNGC. Let me just make it clear that I have not seen any of the contracts, but this is just the rumors that have been circulating. Allegedly, the contract of SM artists are structured so that it is 7 years because that is the maximum that the Ministry of Labor or Minister or something, the court implemented. So you cannot tie an artist for more than 7 years, but it is structured so that Entertainment has the right of first refusal, meaning the first 3 years extension or 5 years extension is almost a given because you can't sign with anybody else unless SM actually declines. That's how their contract is structured. So even though it is 7, you're still kind of locked to a 10 to 13-year contract. Did Mr. Bangshuk sponsor it? Part of what was it? Are you talking about the APEC? So yes, Hybe sponsored. They had a booth, and it's not just them. Samsung, all of them, Yonde, many of the companies of big companies of South Korea sponsored the event. So many of them were there. Um, I don't know why they would ever need to make their own agency. They have control. Who? But New Jeans was never mistreated, not at all. They were never mistreated. They were never, yes, they were never, they were paid. As I've mentioned in the last live stream, one of the things that the judge actually mentioned, and he said it out loud in the court, is how surprised he was that he is hearing a case against a group that has been paid very well on their second year. So he said it out loud, like, oh, usually it's the group that hasn't been paid, but you got paid and you have a lot of brand deals and a lot of work. So he kind of, it was a puzzle to him. Okay, APEC, yes. So yes, so APEC was they Hybe was one of the sponsors, one of the many sponsors. Samsung was there, Yonde was there. There are some people on X and Facebook who attended, who just showed photos of who had booths in there. And also some of the sponsorship of Hive was actually pretty minimal compared to Samsung or Yonde, because some of them actually had sponsored an entire dinner. If you go to summits and conferences, that's how it's done. You approach companies that would sponsor, and so you can have a booth, and bigger sponsors would actually sponsor an entire dinner, for example. So you shoulder all the cost, and certain people will get invited into that dinner. And then the company that sponsors that will have the opportunity to meet whoever they want to meet that will be attending the dinner. So that's just part of like lunch, dinner, sometimes breakfast, or a party or something like that. A lot of that happens. Okay, I see why SM has sour grapes, even if it's crappy. If someone does not meet the terms, why would they think to support? Each of our seven are intellectual giants. They have vision and long term plan. No need to start their own agency. They are the agency. I also feel a lot of people glamorize having a business, as you know, have a small business, and it's not glamorous at all. Not at all. A lot of people think that, oh, when you have your own business, you can just do whatever it is that you want to do. No, you actually hold more responsibilities, because you're not just trying to meet and make sure that you're complying with regulations and laws. You're also thinking about the people that are working for you. And that's even harder, because most of the people that are just working, not meaning just employees, not one of the owners of the company, they don't really have the other perspective. They don't really see the things that you need to comply, the regulations that you need to comply with, all of those things. They're just thinking about the raise that they need, how to put money on the table, whether or not they can get an overtime, how much bonus that they're going to get. That's the only thing that they're thinking of. You as a business owner will have to think of that plus the regulations, the laws, all of these things. And of course, like, where are you going to get the money to pay your employees in the next month, right? Or in the next payday. So all of those things. So if you don't have to, you shouldn't. If you can just, if, like, for example, for BTS, they found a company that will allow them to do everything that they want without having to operate their own company, you should absolutely do that. Leave the headaches to somebody else. Right? Okay, baby, you want to go down? Say bye to everybody. Okay. Why are you grunting? Okay, say bye. Bye. Say bye. Bye bye, people. My paws are dirty. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Say bye bye. Do you want to make them hear your grunt? Come on. Bye bye. Okay. This one. No? Okay. Okay. The negative is out of the way. Let's proceed to something positive. Let's talk about Ticketmaster. It is a little positive with some caveats, with a lot of asterisks. But I've mentioned to you, I think maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, that the FTC sued Ticketmaster. Okay. So they finally sued Ticketmaster for a lot of things. Monopoly, for taking advantage of consumers, for not being fair, a lot of things. Okay. And this was triggered primarily. So there's been a lot of complaints against Ticketmaster and the mother company Live Nation. But it got a lot of attention when Taylor Swift spoke about it, because she's the biggest star, or arguably the biggest star right now. So when she started talking about how much they suck, they weren't able to handle the demand, all of those stuff, then that's when everyone started paying attention, including the Congress. Okay, so FTC filed a case, and as a response to that case, it is not done yet, meaning they haven't reached a settlement. However, Ticketmaster themselves took it upon themselves to make some changes. So they are still in court, correct? They are still in court. Ticketmaster and positive oxymoron there. Okay, so hold off on your judgment. Okay, now they are going to implement the single account rule, meaning users will now be limited to one verified account designed to reduce duplicate identities and mass scalping operations. So, I don't know how they're going to do this. But one person, I guess one phone number. So you can't have multiple accounts open, but that is it. You can't, one person, they're saying you cannot have multiple accounts. So if you use your driver's license to verify your identity, you can't use it for another account. One is to one. Okay. So they said that this is designed to reduce duplicate identities and mass scalping operations. Okay. Next, single account rule. Second, unique tax identity for resellers. So if you are going to sell the tickets back to Ticketmaster or to anybody else under their company or under their umbrella, you have to now provide your taxpayer identification number, so your social security. Ensuring professional sellers cannot hide behind multiple identities. So allegedly, one of the common practices of scalpers is to use multiple accounts to sell their tickets, but they are using the same social security number. So now, if you want to have multiple accounts, then you're going to have to get multiple social security numbers, which by law shouldn't be possible. Okay, if you go to the black market, you will be able to buy a lot of social security numbers. Okay, they own another company called the Trade Desk, and Trade Desk resells tickets. I posted a link to a video last week on Patreon, and it was about a singer, a rapper to be more exact, who actually made a living using the system of Ticketmaster against themselves. So he explained that for him, what he would do is actually sell out the entire concert. So if there are, let's say, 5,000 tickets, he's going to buy all those 5,000 tickets. So it's going to appear like it's a sellout, that it was a sold out. So once it appears like it was sold out, then people are going to be curious, right? Like, who's this rapper? And then he's going to resell it back to Ticketmaster using Trade Desk or other ticket reselling platforms like StubHub. And he would make a choice on either selling it for the same price, or he's going to sell it for a higher price. Then he's going to make his money. Okay. So now he even described how he had to study the actual behavior of human consumers, not bots. He had to study how people are actually doing it. And he said that one of the most common behaviors of people when they are buying a concert is that they will put it in their cart, right? So they will put the cart. And you have about 15 minutes, 7 to 15 minutes to complete the transaction. While it's in the cart, the person who put it in the cart will text girlfriend, boyfriends, friends, family members and ask them, "Do you want to go to this concert?" Or they're going to tell the person, "Okay, this is the seat that I got. Do you want this or do I let it go?" And so he said that by average, it takes about 6 minutes to complete that exchange. It takes 6 minutes for the person who's doing the transaction, who's buying the ticket, to get all those sorted out before the final decision comes. And so then he says that the bot that he's going to create has to mimic that behavior. So anywhere between 4 to 10 minutes is is the waiting period. So he will make the bot wait for 4 to 10 minutes before completing the transaction. Then it doesn't trigger the system of Ticketmaster that it is fraud. Genius, right? Okay, that's how he made his money. So now they are taking down this website that allows people to resell the tickets they got from Ticketmaster themselves. The other thing that they are going to implement is AI powered fraud detection. So now people will actually use AI to detect fake accounts, flag mass purchases, and detect bot like behavior even after sales conclude. Now, it's not clear what that is. But as I've said, the thing about these people is that they're actually studying how human behave, and they will mimic how human behave. Okay. So, but they said that they are now setting up systems within Ticketmaster so that they will know whether the person or the one that's doing the transaction is a human being or not. Okay. Okay. So that in itself is good. The shutdown of trade desk and mandatory identity verification could significantly cut down on resellers, right? Who they bulk buy and then they sell back to other people for a higher price. But, and also, the other thing that they are going to implement is the all in pricing. So starting May 2025, when you go to Ticketmaster and you buy something, you will see the ticket price from the get-go. So what you see on the screen itself before you go to your cart, the price that you're seeing is the actual price. So no more addition. What you see is what you're going to be paying for. So in principle, all of those things are good because then you're not getting surprised with service fee, transaction fee, accommodation fee, fee here, fee there, additional fee just because they can, all of those things. No more surprises like that. The problem is that, for example, a lot of people would buy a VIP ticket, right? And then they'll sell it for a higher price. So a lot of venues implemented an ID system, meaning you need to have the person's ID, the ID of the person who bought the VIP. You need to have that with you, and then they'll allow you to enter so that you can use the VIP privileges. Now, what venues allow is that even if it is not you who owns the ID, for as long as you have a copy of the ID, you can go in. So many of these scalpers would have a ready copy of their ID. If you're in the venue, you buy it from the scalper, they'll hand you a copy of their ID, you show it to the entrance, and you can go in. So it will defeat the purpose if the venues continue to allow those people to enter. It should be that if that is not your ID and the person is not with you, you shouldn't be allowed to enter. Okay. Their bot detection was already incorrectly kicking us out of the system. Correct. 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 Okay. Next. In the sense, I don't blame for Ticketmaster for changing their rules. A lot of fans couldn't get tickets behind that mess. Okay. Then there's queue transparency, which I thought was already accurate before, but apparently that's not accurate. When you go in, there's queue, right? And then it tells you your 2,575th from the queue. Apparently that's not accurate. Now they are committing to accuracy. What a piece of I was like, I thought that was accurate, but it's not. So now they're promising it's going to be accurate the next time you are in queue. Next, face value exchange. This is the thing. Artists can now opt, or the management of the artist can now opt to cap resale prices through a face value exchange, limiting secondary sales to the original ticket price, which I love. But the artist has to opt in. Ticketmaster cannot implement that themselves. The artist will now have to say, you cannot resell the ticket for a higher price. You can only resell it for the same price. Let's see where that's going to go. I am all for this because I feel like you can't avoid people having to resell the ticket, but you can avoid people having to resell the ticket for a higher price. So they're saying now the artist can opt in. If the artist opts in, then you cannot buy the ticket. You cannot resell the ticket for a higher price. Okay. Hybe is the diamond sponsor. RM even wore a pin on his lapel showing that status. Artists can gain greater control, of course. The face value exchange offers a way to protect fans from predatory reselling while maintaining accessibility. A key talking point for many acts frustrated by inflated secondary markets, because a lot of the complaints of musical acts is that they don't actually benefit from the secondary market, right? So if somebody resells the ticket for 100%, the artists actually don't benefit from that. All the proceeds will go to the person who's reselling, which is unfair to the artist and also unfair to the person who's buying the ticket. What if you just didn't make it and you want to be able to buy? So they're saying that this feature will now be available. It did not make it clear what's going to happen if you resell the ticket to another platform. For example, if you resell it to StubHub, I think, then what's going to happen? Or if it is a person to person sale, what's going to happen? Okay, still not clear, but at the very least, in their system, you can only resell it for the same price. Okay, this, however, shifts transfers the responsibility from the artist and management, from Ticketmaster to the artist and their management team. So let's see what's going to happen. And then post sale ticket sweeps. Artists and organizers can identify and cancel fraudulent or bought acquired tickets after initial sales. Did not explain how that's going to happen, but allegedly they can revoke your ticket if they think that you are a bot. Okay. J-Hope resale tickets were going for 3,000. Oh yeah, I mean, the last PTD concert, they were reselling the tickets for 15,000. So I wasn't surprised when I saw a 4 grand ticket resale for J Hope. I wasn't surprised. I should be surprised, but I'm not. Okay, so but this one's questionable because, like, okay, what do you mean? Once you determine I am a bot, you're going to I let's see. This is a new frontier for everybody. So as everybody knows, Ticketmaster faces growing regulatory pressure from US lawmakers, and they are calling for antitrust action. The thing is that they are also realizing that smaller companies like AXX, SeatGeek, and of course Hybe, they are starting to develop their own system. And if they don't shape up, then it's very easy for example, if it is Hybe, it's very easy for Hybe to just do their own ticketing. And that, more than the actual lawsuit, I think is what's motivating Ticketmaster to shape up, because now they're being threatened. If you would remember, Hybe themselves bought what's this other the VIP event company. They bought that, and that company has the capacity. They have the platform to actually sell tickets. It's not as big as Ticketmaster, but they have the capability. So, in other words, if you are a company that has a fandom like Armies, who's very loyal, it's very easy for Hype to say, no, we're going to do our own ticketing. We don't need you. So, um, I can't afford those ticket prices. I need food, shelter, and medicine. So they will be adopting AI tools as well when you enter the venue. Some venues will require face verification. So that's another thing. Not a lot of people some people won't be comfortable with that. But those are the changes that Ticketmaster is promising. Do you have questions? I was surprised because I haven't bought a concert ticket in over 10 years. I really wish Hybe would do their ticketing. I trust them more than Ticketmaster. So do I. It's just that it's not easy. The infrastructure has to be set in place. That is the reason Ticketmaster was able to forge a exclusive partnership with many of these venues, because they have the technical capacity to plug into the system of the venue itself. So remember, you're selling the seats, right? So you need to be plugged into their system, and that's not an easy thing to do. So if Hype does that, it means that they're going to have to integrate to every single venue that BTS will be performing in. The bloodbath is going to be even greater if this happens near the BTS comeback. Oh, for sure. This Ticketmaster changes are already in place. It's already in place. So if Hype decides to do their own ticketing, yes, it's going to be, and then announce it like very close to, yeah. But I think it's going to be more fair, right? Because then you're not competing. One of the, and I'll cover this in a bit, but one of the traumatic experiences of armies is the PTD in LA, because they opened it to SoFi members, and the SoFi members just bought everything, and then they resold everything. So they were reselling it the for a higher price. I think Hybe is capable of that in the new years to come, maybe even soon. Okay, if you can't afford the ticket prices, just don't go. It's that simple. um, it's very hard to swallow it, right? It's very hard to swallow. So I usually go very gentle on this one, but I always say that, of course, as a as your priority should always be food, bills, um, but it's frustrating, especially if you're trying to save money. You've saved some money only to realize that it's not enough. That's very, very painful. But I do agree that you shouldn't compromise your future, your bills, just so you can go to a concert. Now, what I could advise is that there are some people that are giving away tickets for whatever reasons. They're giving away tickets. Um, and so you can follow some accounts that would do that. Then it'll give you a chance to, these people buy the tickets themselves, and then they just give it away for their followers or whatever. So that's one, but it's painful. I mean, especially for people that have been saving for so long, and then they get to the day of the ticketing and it's like, oh my god, it's not enough. What I saved is not enough. So that's painful, yeah. Okay, do any more questions before we go to the next one? I wish they will not limit the army pre-sale ticket numbers like they did in US with J-Hope. Oh, you mean um they didn't release everything. They didn't release everything. Let's see what they are going to do. I'm pretty sure that if they, number one, I'm pretty sure that they're going to do more than two in each date. So I think they're going to think about that. But I will get to that in a bit. Um, but yeah. Okay, I will live in a cardboard box to see BTS. What's more painful is that you save enough, but you are stuck in a queue when the tickets are sold out. Correct. Yeah. That's also painful. That's also painful. How would Ticketmaster price work with dynamic pricing? Won't the price change if they have dynamic pricing? I think they will have to, they did not say that they are shelving dynamic pricing. There was nothing in the statement that expressed that. So I'm assuming that that will still be there, but even if it is dynamic pricing, the price that you see on your screen will be the price that you will be paying when it's time to check out. I hope everyone prays for United States and the children that are not getting meals if the government shutdown continues. Okay. All right. Next, do we do the next one? Do you have questions before I proceed? The rumors are that North America will have more than 30 dates. I'm pretty sure it's going to have more than 30 dates. I'm pretty sure. I think they know the demand. They will have more than 30 dates in the North America. I think the 65, I have no basis for this. This is just my gut feel, just my prediction. I think the initial 65 dates that they're talking about is the first one. But you know that they add like the first set, but you know they add dates. So would Hype ticket through Weavers? Well, that's the question, whether or not they're going to do it themselves or via Ticketmaster. I have global membership. Do I need to purchase US membership? In the past, so for J Hope and for Jin, you do need US membership to purchase US tickets. Okay. You want to hear K-pop chaos? I did it already. That was the first part. There are some more in the news and updates. Okay. I don't care as long as yes. So my plan, just so everybody knows, is that I will get a suite for one of the dates, and then the rest of the venues that I will go to, the dates that I will go to, I don't care whether it is nosebleed, whether it is a shitty seat. I don't care for as long as I am part of the experience. I just want one good experience, one good seat, and the rest could be bad. I mean, the seat could be bad. Okay, next, let's go into the tour, right? So remember, some of this I'm just hearing in the industry itself. Some are like analysis, so it's just a mixture of different things in their 2026 concert. But you know that they purchased Confirmed 360. This is the company I couldn't remember earlier. So this is a VIP experience company. So some sort of an event coupled with experience. And they have been doing what they essentially do is that they partner with events companies or with different companies so that they can sell packaged VIP packaged experience for fans. Of course, those experiences will be more expensive. Like for example, for F1, they book everything. They book the when you buy the package, you already have a plane ticket, a hotel, a service, you have a special section where you can watch the for this is for F1 where you watch the race, and then you get to experience other things like go through the tracks, look at the cars up close and personal after the venue, stuff like that. So they give you extra experiences. So one of the things that's been going around is that Confirmed 360 will actually have a VIP package for this tour. So that is one. There is a global event, they said, and this will happen globally simultaneously. So just want to make it clear that these are two separate things. So the 360 Confirmed 360, they're saying that there is a separate one. It's just not clear. There is a VIP package that they will be offering, but no one has really given me any word whether it's going to be offered in every venue or it's going to be a select venue or it's going to be a special venue where everything will be VIP. Okay, next. Have a question. What is it about JK that has him looking so different? Did he just lean down a lot? I think he lost almost 10 kilos. I think that's a lot. That's a lot. That package will be 10,000. I know, right? But someone's going to buy that for sure. Someone's going to buy that. Okay, so let's see what that is going to be. And it's not a far-fetched idea. I mean, they bought the company. I've always thought that when they bought the company, the end goal is to compete with Ticketmaster. I think they wanted to build the technical capability of the company so that eventually they can do their own ticketing and get a piece of the market of Ticketmaster. So let's see. Next is that there is going to be a global event and something will happen globally simultaneously. So this is not your ordinary cinema event where they kind of adjust the time when they're going to be showing it to the cinema, but this time it's going to happen simultaneously, same time all over the world, but no one has given me an exact word on what that is. But it's going to be a massive thing. Okay. Next. So, in terms of tourism and local economies, they said that many of the cities that they will be stopping in will actually be participating. The local government or state government will be participating in this. They'll be involved a little bit more, primarily because in the last two shows of BTS in LA and in Las Vegas, they contributed hundreds of millions of dollars in the local economy. So, for example, many acts actually do their concerts in SoFi or in Allegiant or in other places. But usually the effect is kind of vacuumed. So you get ticket sales. So some hotels will get a boost in terms of bookings and all of those stuff, but not to the extent where the entire economy is getting affected. So, for example, in their tour in Los Angeles, they affected, they boosted the economy by $100 million outside of the direct industries, meaning outside of the hotels, Uber, restaurants, there is an additional 100 million boost in terms of the economy when they did their 4 day stop for permission to dance. For Vegas, they brought in an additional 160 million thanks to tourism and related spending. So basically, what BTS is able to establish is not just the direct spend when it comes to a concert. A direct spend will be the concert ticket itself and everything else that you need directly in relation to that. Airfare, hotels, food. The second and the third spend are other things that you spend for outside of that. So, for example, when people went to LA for the concert of J Hope, for example, you went to different places in LA. You went to you went to museums, you went to places where BTS went to so that you can check those things out. Those are second and third spends. So LA was able to compute that in the PTD, the 4 day stop, they affected the economy and boosted it by 100 million. In LA, in Las Vegas, they did 160 million. And so that sort of, they learned from that and applied that to Taylor Swift. During Taylor Swift's tour, every city will have something special for the Swifties to encourage these people to spend more. They are going to implement the same thing. Hi, Iris, you are on X. They are going to do something similar for the return of BTS. So every stop will have something different for armies, encouraging armies to spend more in that city. Okay, so what do you do to waste time until the concert? Exactly. And after the concert. Because a lot of people, so for example, somebody from, let's just say, this is an example, Mexico is going to fly in to watch the concert in LA. They're not going to fly in just for the day. They're going to stay several days, right? Because you've already spent the ticket, so might as well do something. So the job of the city is to give you things to do before and after the concert. Can you imagine being at the final concert in Korea? Just thinking about it, give me guts. I know the end of the tour. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to get a ticket. Okay, next, gotta go. If any army see Suga, post the pics of Tangerine, letting us know he's healthy and strong. Okay. All right. Next. So Vegas actually had the term for this. They called it the BTS jackpot. When they found out about it, when they realized that a band or an act can actually affect the economy of the city more than what they usually expect. Because I mean, BTS is not the first concert to the first act to have a concert in Vegas, but BTS was the first time when they felt, oh, there is an extra boost outside of what we already feel. So, oh, Melanie is on X. Oh, we're having a lot of people from X. Hi. Okay. So expect that there will be more activities per city. And if they are if they are actually smart, they're going to do packages. So for example, BTS has done a lot of shoots in Vegas. Tour companies should package tours that will allow the fans to go to those places, right? Okay, so Taylor Swift is another case. They proved a single act can bring significant economic impact. Okay, so let's expect that to happen. Next, so kind of similar, it's going to be a citywide participation. It's not just going to be a vacuum with the venue. And then economists are expecting a 400% boost in their economic contribution. So they had a 5 billion annual contribution to the national economy of South Korea. They're expecting about 20 billion. Okay. I when I heard about this, I'm like, can we drop this already? They're already participate. They're already contributing enough. But there you go. Additional pressure to BTS. A new ticketing system. So this is what I was talking about. Outside of what they are already doing in Ticketmaster, there is a speculation that the Hybe is actually Melanie just switched to X because you mentioned if from X I watch it in YouTube at the beginning. Oh, okay. But no pressure. I know, right? Okay, so they're expecting actually the 400% is the minimum. There's a range that they gave, and then there's the average. I just went for the lowest estimate that economists are giving. So they are saying that there is going to be a new ticketing system. And this is outside of what Ticketmaster is implementing. And it could be additional fan verification for the members of Weavers, especially if you're a paid member. There might be some digital ticket NFTs, and then dynamic pricing transparency. So if Hybe um, actually pursues doing the ticketing in their own platform, but partnering with Ticketmaster, it that could happen. Or Hybe can just do it themselves because they have the 360 company. Okay, so they are saying that that Hybe might just handle part of the ticketing, maybe not everything, but part of the ticketing. So let's see. It would be great if they can just do it instead of Ticketmaster. I don't know if you've watched that interview with the CEO of Ticketmaster. And he said that in the last ticketing of BTS, a billion people tried to go online. So he said that and they were he was I don't know if you've seen that interview, but he was being interviewed by a sports show, and they were talking about how expensive sports tickets are, especially during the World Series which is happening. And he said that, oh, it's not just sports. It's like he said BTS actually attracted a billion people. So a billion people were actually trying to go inside the system, and they just weren't able to handle it. So the problem is not so much. I think it's not just about whether or not Hybe and is willing to do it, but also the technical capacity. If 1 billion was going online, right? Imagine the load in the system. Now, in the last ticketing, for example, for Jin, I think it was Jin and J Hope, they started the ticketing at the same time, but local time. So, like, for example, 2 p.m., but that's local time. So, that sort of alleviate the pressure on the system. But then also, it opened every city to everybody else. So, even if you're from LA, because New York is starting earlier, then everyone's just going to try to go inside New York, buy a ticket there, and then if they weren't able to buy it there, then they're going to buy in LA, right? So I don't know if that's going to help, but yes, 1 billion. He said 1 billion. He said one. I'll post the video on Patreon. He said very clearly, and he wasn't being asked. By the way, he wasn't being asked about BTS. He volunteered the information. He said, "Oh, it's not just sports events." He said in the last ticketing of BTS, 1 billion people were trying to go in. So, and they were all surprised, like 1 billion, like everybody in that table. It was a sports show. It's like, yeah, 1 billion. 1 billion people were trying to go in. So, um, I wish Hybe would at least handle the good tickets, seeing some of these people that get front row that aren't aggravating, but buy the tickets as a status thing is aggravating. Question: is Jimin having a solo concert? He said in his last live stream that his priority is BTS and that he would prepare for his own when the time comes. So I'm assuming that he doesn't plan to do anything until after the group activities of BTS. So that's what I'm just going to believe what's coming out of the mouths of the members. That's what they said. And I am fully supportive. Okay. 1 billion is 1/8 of humanity. Some are bots, aren't they? That is, I he did not. That's what he said. And I am not exaggerating. He really said it in an interview. I will post it on Patreon. I did not know that you did not have it. You haven't seen that, but he said it. He said 1 billion people actually tried to go in. Okay. Um, Opening all the days at one venue at the same time was also a mess. It's just everything is a mess. That has to be an exaggeration. I don't. Well, that's not how he framed it. He he was even he they followed up and he said yes, 1 billion. So let's see. Okay, I'll post the video on Patreon. The issue is always the infrastructure, as I've said, and connections with the venue. Because if Hybe handles even part of the ticketing, that might even be more confusing. If they handle part of the ticketing, then they're going to have to integrate with a venue, with the system of the venue. That's a lot of infrastructure work. That's going to be very time consuming and very expensive. The testing itself, you're going to have so one of the things that you need to avoid is selling the same seat twice, right? And the testing of that in itself is so expensive. And you can't do it for like a month. You have to do it hundreds of times to make sure that won't happen. Do you think they will perform in the dome? What dome? The dome in Vegas? That's small. Okay, next. Hybe might so do remember because Hybe is now capable of setting out their demands. In the PTD, Permission to Dance LA, one of the most traumatic things for armies is that it was opened, the ticket sales, it they opened it to members of SoFi. So SoFi has members, right? They are members of the SoFi Club. So they opened it to them. And even during the pre-membership, the membership only sell, they opened it to members of SoFi and it was sold out. So what these people did was buy all the tickets and then resell. So when they did Allegiant, Hybe was able to negotiate so that that won't happen. So they didn't open it to Allegiant members. They only opened it to members of Weavers. So they can demand if they want. So if Hybe partners with Ticketmaster and sells the ticket through Ticketmaster, one of the things that we might expect is that they will still be able to set up certain rules in order to prioritize armies and not other people who are going to try and resell the tickets for a higher price. Okay. And then they might also so I don't know if you know this. So but no fan experience is probably is most likely on the table. In my interview with this guy, I interviewed him for my podcast, Neil Rosenbaum. If the interview is still up, it's on my YouTube. But one of the things that he discussed is that he was actually the one setting up the fan experience for Map of the Soul. So this was before the COVID, the pandemic. So he was commissioned, it was his group who was setting up the fan experience. So he said that there is this really great fan experience that BTS was preparing for people that people can participate in and go to even before the concert. So it's like 2 weeks before, people can come to the city, do all of these activities. There's this, I can't tell you everything he told me because he told it to me in confidence, but I can just say this. And during the interview, because he signed an NDA, I just let him describe it in however way he wants to describe what he was doing. But this, I can say that it was exciting. It was the things that they were setting up was something different. Um, and he also mentioned that it involved other brands. So there were other brands who were going to sponsor this fan experience that they were preparing for different cities. So he was taking care of the East Coast. Someone else was going to take care of the West Coast. Um, but he said that it was big, it was for weeks, and different brands were actually involved. So we can expect that they're going to implement the same thing or something similar or maybe even something better. That was a good interview. Thank you. He was a good interviewer. I will go back to interviewing. I just needed to get the magazine out of the way. And now that I have like a good cadence on that, I can restart getting, inviting people for an interview. And then airline and hotel partnerships. So now when you buy a ticket, you can also have deals with hotels and airlines because there are, okay, I can't say much, but and also these are just rumors. They're saying that they are preparing total packages, not just the ticket itself. We can also expect some new venues in new cities and some organizations, maybe even local governments, to offer utilities for better experience. So the usual, the places that they go to would be LA, Chicago, New York, Texas, maybe even Florida, Seattle, but they are going to different new cities that they have never been before in the US. So they're going to cover way more venues, um, so that it will alleviate the pressure on the main cities in the US. Because everyone wants to go to California or New York. Now, with this new tour, more cities are actually approaching to have a partnership with BTS. So to encourage BTS to go to their venue. That way you're spreading the tourists. You're not concentrating it on the main cities. Michigan, I would love to go Michigan. If, for example, they go to like, I don't know, like wherever, if they decide to go to a new state, I'll probably go. Even if, of course, I'll still go to California, even though it sucks, and I'll still go to Las Vegas. But if they go to a place, a state where I want to go, I'll still go. Bad Bunny did something similar in Puerto Rico with his residency VIP packages with experiences and hotel included. No to Florida. Okay. The beaches are good though in Florida. Okay. Cultural diplomacy and national branding. So it's going to be a new case for the South Korean economy. There's been a slump in the last several years ever since BTS left, actually. So what was happening is that sure there are concerts, there are tours, albums are being bought, but then there is no second purchase, there is no third purchase, and therefore it's not really trickling down to the economy of South Korea. With what BTS is about to do, South Korea is bound to study how BTS is actually going to do it so that when these acts go to a global stage, the country is also going to benefit from it. So this is a wider effort for South Korea because I think a lot of people thought that when groups go to the US, for example, the second and the third spend and the interest in Korean economy is going, Korean culture is going to follow. That didn't happen. A lot of people who were watching different groups, they would just watch that group, but they didn't have the same effect as BTS, where the study of the language actually went up. Cooking classes for Korean food actually went up. Purchasing local products or Korean products actually went up. Those things didn't happen. The growth was just a vacuum to the group. Okay, next. The live entertainment industry, BTS is bound to become the only non-Western act that will rival Taylor Swift, at least on a per city basis, and Coldplay in a global basis in terms of the net worth or the revenue of their entire concert. So if they do this, it's going to be totally unprecedented that they will be able to compete with the revenue that these two people actually pulled through. Now, I just want to make it clear that it's hard to even go come close to Taylor Swift, but BTS might be able to do this on a per city basis, but maybe not global, but per city basis. But they can definitely compete with Coldplay's revenue. But Coldplay has what the target is like 360 venues or something. So okay, so but that's going to be historical. And if they do that, and that's also why many acts and many fans are starting to get angry when Bloomberg actually started with that company from um the finance company from South Korea predicted that they are going to have a 65 stop tour. And then Billboard wrote about it, and then Bloomberg. It sort of blew up. Now people are just expecting that 1 billion revenue from their tour, and it's making a lot of haters angrier than they already are. And then there is going to be digital streaming and a new music ecosystem. So, as you know, in the past, BTS has done streaming for their concerts for BTS. And then the individual acts started doing more streaming. So they would just stream. Doesn't matter if you've already seen the concert, they're not bothered. They know that people will still want to go to the venues itself, but they're going to do it more often. And then there's going to be a new music chart ecosystem. It could be that Hybe is going to launch their own platform or going to have a close partnership with a new platform to encourage people to stream from those platforms so that the acts of Hybe will get better streaming income. Okay, I think they can rival Taylor Swift. I have faith in our boys. They can. It's just a matter of the the well, Taylor Swift's tickets were so expensive. I don't know if you know this. So if they match her tickets, not a lot of people they will price out a lot of people. That's one. Second is that Taylor Swift did a lot of stops. They're going to have to do more. Although I have a firm belief that the 65 stop is just the beginning. I think they're going to expand it to more. Okay, next. Um Next, band and fashion collaboration. So this was actually motivated by the things that Neil told me. So, he said that when he was describing the things that they were doing, I was like, wow, this would have been big. Had that tour pushed through, that fan experience would have been big. And unfortunately, they had to cut it. But if they were already planning something like that before BTS went number one, before they went number one 6 more times, before the success of the individual members, then I can just imagine that they are going to do something bigger for this one. So I'm so excited, and I wish I didn't give my word to Neil not to talk about what he told me, but unfortunately I did. So you're just gonna have to wait what that is going to be. Okay, but watch that interview if you haven't. He did talk about it a little in the beginning when I just let him talk because I know that he signed an NDA. Okay, so there might be new brands in the tour because there's a lot of brands that want to partner with BTS, but they're turning them away. And then the second thing is that if you get BTS as a whole, it's super expensive. But if they sponsor a tour stop, so for example, they're a sponsor of the Western stop of the tour, Western US, then they will be able to afford without having to exactly pay BTS. They're just sponsoring the venue itself, the stop. Okay. So as a final thing, this is going to be a pop culture global thing because they're not just going to affect they're not just going to affect K-pop. They are actually going to affect global culture. And no other act has really done it in this very few I should say that very few acts have done this has had this kind of effect in the global pop culture. So and then I think one of the best things about BTS is that they're so cerebral. They're not just thinking about music, they're thinking about everything else. They're thinking about experiences, and they're willing to do more as well as artists. So let's wait for that. But the most important thing first is to get the ticketing straightened out because that's where the contention is going to be. Okay, and only a few more months. Yeah. I feel like they're going to give us something for Christmas. I don't know what that is, but I feel like they're going to give us something for Christmas. So I think when that happens, we'll kind of feel it more. Um, because then we know where their presence is a little bit more tangible once they give us something for Christmas. Okay, Korean convenience stores. So a study increase at 40% and still going. Have you? So for those of you who have gone, okay, to everybody, have you all gone to Korea? Have you all gone to Korea? If you haven't, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is experience their convenience stores. A lot of convenience stores, they offer actually great food. You can heat up your ramen, eat there, and have all of those things. So um, go there and experience their convenience stores. The other thing that you do need to experience would be the tent restaurants, not restaurants, but tent eatery, where ajumas will actually set it up at night, and then they offer like soups and local food. Basically, try and go to those places because they're good. I still am planning to go. I don't know if I can make it December. That's the original plan because they haven't announced anything. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to make arrangements because there's just some things that I need to fix here. But if I can, even if it's just for several days, if they do something in December, I'll go. If I have enough time. So, but I'm going to become active. All right. Uh, nope. I don't even have a passport. What? Come on, you have to get your passport now. Okay, last will be our news and updates. I think I have enough time, about 25 minutes. But before that, do you have questions about the tour? SK and Thailand are on my to do list. Oh, Thailand is so good. I love Thailand. I miss Thailand. I miss Thailand. Okay, I'll discuss with you guys some of the plans that I have for the rest of the year and for next year as well. Please like the video. Yes, please like the video. Okay, I have 402 people on YouTube. Okay. Do you have questions before I go to my news and updates? This is the rainbow colored portion. Are we ready for Jin's Encore? Oh, yeah. Have you bought your tickets? I bought 2 days. I'll be there for 2 days. Have you guys bought yours? I'm so excited for their concert. Urban Squirrel, same. Okay, so have you bought it? Did you hear about a stop in Lisbon? There was someone who actually published like some of the stadiums that they might do a stop in. I didn't really pay attention because a lot of it was like comments like SoFi and like of course they're gonna do a stop there. I mean, like I'm trying to get my rest. Okay. Next, all right. So this I'm going to give you a series of emotional support pictures, starting with Bang Shiyuk and RM. Okay, so these are some of the pictures that I found or were sent to me. This was taken during the day they had a speech. The RM delivered the speech, and he looks so fine. I hope that it brightens your day. I bought 2 days and went on leave. I bought 2 days as well. Okay, so I'm going to be on Patreon. I'm going to be giddy with everybody. I want to talk about how SK could give GD the Kwan Order of Cultural Merit 1 degree higher than BTS, and he not make a speech at APEC after being named the main ambassador. I'm not really. I think one of the things that people had to consider about the cultural merit of BTS is that they got it at an extraordinarily short period of time. You need to be active for at least a decade in what you're doing to be able to get that award. And they got it in like their fifth, sixth year. And Jungkook was like, how old was he? 21 when he got it. And so, even if, for example, Lee Byung-hun, who got the silver award, which is the second highest. Yeah, the gold is the highest, and usually that's given to like 60, 70-year-olds. Lee Byung-hun got the silver. I don't feel like, oh, that's unfair or whatever, because BTS got it on their sixth year. Just Jungkook was 21. I don't think there's anyone can do to outdo that. Right? Imagine being given a cultural merit. And the only reason they didn't get anything higher was because of the number of years they've been active. Had they been active longer, then they would have gotten something bigger. It's just that they've been active only for 7 years. And so it has no effect on me. Do I think he has had an impact the same way others have? No, but it's fine. I don't take any offense on that. If people feel, if the government feels that he's had an impact, okay. I have no, as long as they, and also, admit it or not, BTS did benefit from that award because they got the 2-year extension. Because of that 2-year extension, we had PTD, we had Dynamite, we had all of those things. So they did benefit from that. And so I think that's fine. Um, then your other question was, what was your other question? I don't see what he did personally to get the award, even with longevity in the field considered. I don't either. But as I've said, it's fine. If they think he did something, okay. Um, it's like people are asking me about like Gangnam Style and Apathy, and I love the song. I love Gangnam Style and I love Apathy. But I don't think they're gonna go down into global art history as songs that changed the trajectory of music, right? They are fun songs that people love, that people enjoy, and they need to be, and they deserve the accolades that they got because of the joy and the happiness that they brought people. We cannot take that away from them. Do I think it's art? No. I think it's something pop, and that's okay too. So that's the same thing I have with GD. Do I think he did something that made him deserve that award? No, but it's fine. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. All I'm concerned about is that they recognize BTS. Someday they might get recognized again. I don't see any rule that prohibits people from getting the same award twice. Maybe some of them will get it individually, right? But for now, it's okay. And him being the ambassador of APEC, that's also fine. I mean, I don't know what he did. I don't know what his responsibilities are. All I'm concerned about is that June delivered a spectacular speech, and there isn't anybody more fitting or could have done a better job than him. He can't even sing. you know, I'm not really concerned about him. You still don't you don't understand. Um, I don't either, but I know that um it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. He did a lot. So everybody who's a rapper that is not African American is a guest in that genre. That I think is a given, right? So, okay, let's settle that. At least for me, that is my opinion. Anybody, if you're not African American and you're doing hip hop, you're a guest in that genre. And the least that you can do when you're doing something, when you are in a place where you are a guest at, is to respect that genre. Okay, so that is my opinion. You don't have to share that. That is my opinion. So a lot of people take offense with other people who don't respect that genre. And so for now, there are a lot who does respect that. For example, for BTS, right? So they made it a point to use that in the proper way, to use the genre in the proper way. And with all the controversies, allegations that GD has been involved in, people question whether he was posing or was an actual real rapper or whatever. And I and for me, because I'm not a fan of him. I've actually met him in person. So I wrote a movie that Dara was a star in, and then at one time Dara actually brought Big Bang in the Philippines, and he called us because he wanted us to. She called us. Not he, but she called us. But anyway, so because of the many things that GD did, it made me not a fan of him. I don't hate him. It's just that I'm not a fan. So I also don't understand the accolades. But if the government feels that way, then okay. It's not a big issue for me. As long as they also recognize what BTS has done, and they did, and BTS has benefited from that. So now, in terms of the APEC, I don't know what his role is as an ambassador. So Live and let live. Yeah. Okay. Only Jin was able to take advantage of the 2-year extension. But he's an important part of BTS. Every member is an important part of BTS. Okay. All right. So you have enough time to look at that picture, but I do love this picture of June as well. So this was taken when they were in the booth of Hybe in the summit. So they visited the booth. I saw somebody take a detailed pictures of the wall. I'll find it and show it to you, but it showed the vision of Hybe, or at least a part of it. So, okay. This is them walking in. I really love seeing them together because it's so rare that we see that we see Bang Shuyuk with BTS, right? I don't even remember the last time that we've seen them together, like together in one screen. So when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, okay, great. But then Bang Shuyuk has a bandage on his right hand. I don't know what that is, but it's good to see them together. I mean, after all, he's still the guy that made a bet on BTS. He was on his way to bankruptcy, but decided to take another loan just because he believed in BTS, and thank God he did. Okay, so this is the two of them together, more on that booth. So I'll find that picture. Somebody posted a picture of per wall, very detailed. Okay, and those are all the different light sticks. And at the very end, you can see the BTS light stick, the army bomb. And I also love this picture. So RM is actually on the very end of the seat, but you can see very clearly that he's the youngest. So and that's not just the youngest in that row. He seems to be the youngest in that entire room. So also, I remember this picture I saw of John F. Kennedy, I believe, and it was taken from the back. So they were all sitting on their chairs, and it was taken from the back. And he was the only one. Everyone was looking at the same direction. So you can only see their heads, the back of their heads. And he was the only one who had hair. And so I thought it was telling that the highest ranking person in the room, that was the only one who had hair. It reminded me of this picture, like everyone is already on their 40s, 50s, or whatever, and June was the youngest. Okay. It made me more proud. Okay, moving on to the next emotional support picture. Jungkook. What happened to Bangsan? I don't know. He seems to be his diet is working. He seems to be losing a lot of weight. So he's probably lifting weights, maybe combining whatever he's taking with exercise. Okay. All right. This is your emotional support pick. Another set of emotional support pick for Jungkook. So some of the pictures that CK released was actually black and white and some grayscale, and some people colored it. Okay. Hello there. Yeah, hello there. Someone colored this one. Okay. I'm just gonna let you look at him. He's too thin. You mean Jungkook? He did say that he tried to lose weight. That before out of the military, he was 76 kilograms, and then about he shed about 9 or 10 pounds. It's not pounds, but kilograms. Yeah, I think kilograms is what he said. So this is the picture that made me tag Ducati. So on my Twitter, I actually tagged Harley and Ducati. So I'm like, hello, here's your ambassador. Okay. So I hope that they actually take notice and get in touch with him. He looks so good. Would love to see him riding, of course, in a safe environment, but would love for his partnership with a Ducati or Harley. Okay, here's another picture. He lost his cheeks. You like him thicker? I think it has something to do with the dancing that they are about to do. It's natural when you are my hero. Thank you, Angel Star. Uh, okay, thank you. So I think it has something to do his with the dancing. Because when you're lighter, it's just that it's easier, right? You don't put a lot of tension on your knees. That's one. And then second is that you just have more stamina for given that you are doing your cardio regularly. So I think that's why they're trying to shed some weight so that they can dance easier and better. Not looking. It's jeans. It's wearing jeans. Okay, someone actually fixed this so that it's colored. It's not red. It's pretty good. But this is the original one that they released. Okay, they I think it was Harper, but I don't remember which magazine actually described it. Washboard abs. Okay, there you go. This is the BTS. They release some behind the scenes. Okay. Um, he looked too thin. He's gorgeous anyway. He looks, yeah. My first reaction when I saw this is that he still doesn't have his pillow. He I don't know if you remember this, but he did say that like for years he didn't have his own pillow. He was using like a rolled up towel. I was like, where is this pillow? Okay. His army abs, yeah. Okay. There you go. I wish that he showed more of his tattoo, but we'll get a closer. I'm sure one of these days we'll get a better look of that. They're all fashion brand ambassadors and they need to be able to wear the clothing. True. Washboard abs. Is that a fashion novel? Okay. Um, I don't remember when was the last time I read a romance novel. Maybe when I was a teenager. Okay, so more behind the scenes. And I think this is the last picture of him. My dog is looking at me. He wants to return. Okay, give me 1 second. You're going to hear a lot of noise. 1 second. Uh, okay. Come on. You don't want to see Jungkook shirtless. I think this is my last picture of him. Okay. I like the one on the bed with the blue and red. Nice color contrast. Please like the video. Yeah, 428 watching, 128 likes. Please watch the video. Okay, they're saying hi to you, baby. Say hi. Calvin Klein. Okay, so that is your emotional support pictures. I think that's the last one. Not RM, J Hope and the Seraphim, they're actually breaking records. So they have reached at least 2 hours ago when I started, they have reached a new peak at number 8 on Melon. So that would be, they are at number 8. Let's see if they actually got higher, if they went higher. So they are okay, no update yet. All right. So that they are number 8 2 hours ago at, in Melon. So congratulations to them, the return of Debak. And then we have number 7. This is their prediction. They will end up at number 7 in Billboard 200. No prediction yet for Billboard Hot 100. I'm very, very hopeful that they will make it. I'm going to show you why. But they're doing very well in the US charts. So let's see. Okay. And then next is I'm trying to see if they have any updates on um, J Hope and the Seraphim. And then they also surpassed, they're now the highest ranking fourth gen group in global 20, just that I can't read it. There you go. No. I still can't read. Okay. So they are number 28. Next is number 34. So congratulations to them. Why does a Korean army think this song didn't need J Hope? Why does a Korean army think this song didn't need J Hope? All right. So congratulations to them. I'm trying to see if there's any changes in the ranking. I don't see any update yet, but let's see. The fan bases are actually better in tracking the achievements than the actual accounts. So on Apple Music, yeah, on Apple Music. So see if there is new. Nope, no new updates. Just QQ. Okay. So congratulations to them. I I feel positive they're going to enter Billboard Hot 100 and that they're going to stay there for longer. BTS is also the first and only group with 3 members with a song that spent 100 days in the top 10 of Spotify Global Daily Charts. So it used to be Jimin and Jungkook, and Jin joined them. So congratulations to the 3 members. Please continue streaming Don't Say You Love Me. Okay, we're gonna go into the Billboard in the um road to 1 billion. Okay. So DNA only gained 4 million. Life goes on gained 8 million, not billion but million. So but I'm starting to track PTD as well because it is at 767. It's moving faster than DNA. So I'll start tracking that as well. Okay, so please continue adding permission to dance and life goes on. And then Jin's astronaut, I think the priorities have changed formally and obviously because Don't Say You Love Me is the one that's moving faster. So for Don't Say You, for Jin, it's 613 million for Don't Say You Love Me. He is the fastest to get to that. So from 555, the last time that we tracked this was October 15. So imagine from 555 million after the filtering, he's now at 613 million. So he's going to gain probably 3 more million, 4 more million today, tomorrow, and the next day. So let's see what's going to happen. But I'm very happy. And Astronaut, please continue streaming Astronaut as well. Running Wild 402 from 392. So he's getting a lot of streams. Okay, for Suga, we need to move just a little faster for Suga, for Hegum. He is at 678 from 664 million. It's not bad, but I wish we can move faster. Okay, and then the Cheetah 425 to 427. Now J Hope, Killing It Girl is the one that's moving the fastest. So 171 million to 186. A lot of gains. Not as fast as Don't Say You Love Me, but that's fine as long as we are moving. And then Sweet Dreams, it's 143 to 146. So that got deprioritized. Mona Lisa from 208 to 114. And then more. I'm still tracking it, although it's not moving as fast. 320 to 321. Okay. Yeah, let's keep on streaming. And then this is because it's the end of the month. This is my traditional begging for RM. So he just spoke in the United Nations APEC. So maybe we can give his his songs a little boost. How about that? Because he only moves from 438 to 440. That's only 2 million. Come on now. Can we add him a little bit more, please? He gave us a fantastic speech representing all the artists in the world. Maybe we can boost his streams a little bit. Okay, that is my traditional begging, end of the month begging for our. Okay, Set Me Free from 438 to 440. They deprioritized this. They want Be Mine First, 310 to 324,000. It's getting a lot of streams in the US. It actually entered Spotify US. Stream him every day. I don't understand why he doesn't move more. I also don't understand. The only explanation is that we're the only ones streaming. The rest are not streaming. So that's why I keep on telling you guys, be careful of those OT7 accounts that you're following on IG, on Facebook, on TikTok, on X. Not many of them are not OT7. I don't understand this. Okay. So just please stream more for our leader. And I will continue begging every end of the month. Okay. Jimin, as I've said, 438 to 440. So that got deprioritized because Be Mine became the priority, 310 to 324. Okay, so for V, the priority is Winter Ahead. Although I do confess that Friends remains to be my favorite song of his, so I still stream Friends more, but I added more Winter Ahead. Okay, so 481 to 505 for Winter Ahead, and then for Friends, 546 to 551. And then Slow Dancing, 534 to 500, sorry, that's 538. Okay, and then for Dreamers, for Jungkook, we're tracking three songs: Dreamers, Still With You, and Yes or No. So for Dreamers, it's 499 to 501. And then Still With You, 378 to 371 to 378 million. Okay, and then Yes or No, 306 to 311. Okay, I think the priorities of Jungkook bias fan bases, um, Britain said Jungkook Stay Alive is now 360 million. Okay, good. All right. Stay Alive is my most played after Somebody. Okay. Road to 2 billion. I think the priorities, thank you, Prin, but I think the priorities of Jungkook is to get one more song to 2 billion, if I'm correct. Because it seems that way with the, okay, we'll get to his streams. Okay, so Road to 2 billion. These are songs that already got into 1 billion on their way to 2 billion. So for Butter, My Universe, Boy with Love, and Fake Love. Fake love, sorry, for Butter, it's 1.396 to 1.398. Slow Dancing seems very wrong with that number. Yeah, I was more than excess one number. Sorry. All right. My Universe, 1.519 to 1.525. All right. And then, so this seems to be, so Boy with Love is 1.314 to 1.319. And then Fake Love is 1.017 to, also wrong. I think it's 1.216. Sorry about that. I was rushing. But the one that's moving the fastest is Boy with Love, I think, or no. My Universe is the one that's moving the fastest for BTS. But we're tracking a lot. I think we're going to get one more 1 billion. I hope that we get one more 1 billion before they go active again. Now for V, Love Me Again, 1.082 to 1. Why am I committing a lot of mistakes on V? 1.082 to 1.086 is the number. Okay. And then for Jimin Like Crazy, it's 1.397 to 1.401. So I guess that also got deprioritized. But for Jungkook, 1 billion to 2 billion, Standing Next to You, Left and Right, and 3D. For Standing Next to You, it's 1.313 going into 1.324. Okay. Next, Left and Right, 1.123 to 1.125. And then 3D is 1.038 to 1.049. Just a clarification, if you go to BTS, BTS is credited for Left and Right, but this is the collaboration of Jungkook with Charlie. Okay. Next, Road to 3 billion. These are songs that already crossed 2 billion going into 3 billion. For Jungkook, um, did I go through? Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry, I did not go through to the individual numbers of the members to going into 1 billion. Sorry about that. I did not finish it. So where am I? Did I finish everything for this? Okay, Set Me Free for Jimin is 438 going into 440. Be Mine is 209, sorry, 310 going into 324. This is the one that got prioritized. Friends, oh, I did go through the individual members. Okay, 546 to 551. Winter Ahead, 481 to 505. All right. So I did go through the individual members. Okay. Let's go to Road to 2 Billion. Jungkook 7, Dynamite by BTS and Jimin's Who. 7 is 2.590 to 2.618, and this is going to, I think, reach 3 billion fastest. Dynamite is 2.138 to 2.145. And then Who is 2.058 to 2.097. So Who is still getting streamed a lot, and majority of that stream is actually coming from the US. So this is the US daily chart for yesterday. So as you can see, the most streamed song from South Korea, and this is in the US, is still Who. But I added Cat's Eye because many of them are Asians. Okay, so it's the most streamed for US daily chart. And then you have Gnarly. This is USA, okay? You have Gnarly, Strategy of Twice, Takedown of Twice, and then one of the girls, which is The Weekend featuring Jenny. Be Mine of Jimin, still there, still fighting. It actually went up 18 spots. And then Spaghetti, and then Apathy. Okay, so that's for the daily US charts. So as you can see, Jimin is really holding on to the US market. Okay. But I'm also super proud of Cat's Eye. Super duper proud of Cat's Eye, and they actually made it inside Billboard Hot 100. I'm going to show it to you in a bit. And of course, Twice, because they are still my favorite girl group. Now, for the weekly chart. Okay, for the weekly chart, highest is Gabriela, and then Who, Strategy of Twice, Takedown of Twice, one of the girls of the weekend featuring Jenny, and then Be Mine Be Mine of Jimin, and then you have Gnarly of Cat's Eye, and then Apathy. So it's pretty consistent. Who and Be Mine are pretty consistent. Strategy and Takedown of Twice, they're pretty consistent, and then Cat's Eye, pretty consistent. So both of this are US. Okay, there's US. So I usually track US. I can track global if you want. Now for Billboard, there are 4 songs, two from 2 groups. So 2 and from Twice, and then 2 from Cat's Eye. Highest ranking is Gabriela at number 40. Whoa. And they have been in the chart for 14 weeks. That's incredible for a group that is less than 2 years old. So congratulations to them. Strategy and Takedown, both still in the chart. Strategy, both from Twice. Strategy has been on the chart for 14 weeks. Takedown has been on the chart for 16 weeks. And then Gnarly is for 11 weeks. Just want to remind everybody that Cat's Eye is not a K-pop group. They are a global group. And that means that Twice has now holds the longest charting song by a female Korean act in Billboard Hot 100 with Takedown for 16 weeks. Congratulations to the group. I think this is a great achievement. I hope they stay there for longer. That is going to give them a big boost. So there is a question. I published a video talking about the highest earning song from every country, which was computed by trading platform. And someone was asking me why I included Jin. Okay, so the study that the company did, trading platform, which is a finance company, they did a research or a study just for songs released in 2025, and they included Jin. As you can see here, he is number 14 of the most profitable song released in 2025. When they finished their study, this was 541.77 million. But as we know, because of course they're done with the study like weeks ago, he already crossed 613 million. So yes, he is in that list. It's just that he was included in the 2025 list, not in the all-time list. Jimin, however, topped South Korea for the all-time list. So Who is the best selling song from South Korea all time? And people are asking, well, Seven and Dynamite have more streams. Why did he earn? Okay, my theory, I already sent in the confirmation, but they kind of alluded to it in their description, is that they considered where the streams are coming from. And of the 3 songs and all the other songs of BTS and the members, Who is the one that's getting the most streams in the US? A lot of haters are not going to do like that, but there is nothing I can do about it. That is what the chart is saying. Okay, I hope that is clear. So don't come after me. I am not the one streaming. I stream, but not that 560,000 streams. Not all of that is coming from me. Okay, here is his stream from the US. 500. Where is that? Can you see that? I think it's 560 or something like that. Okay. Where is that? Something like 560 or something. I don't know. Okay. Please confirm to please confirm you block them. Troll alert. Troll. Okay. There you go. All right. Next. He should be blocked now. Okay. And then so a lot of people are asking about K-Word. Oh, and how reliable are they? Anybody, not anybody, but anybody with a technical capacity and professional credentials can actually can do an API can connect with Spotify using an API. An API is the application programming interface. It's a set of functions and procedures that allow you to create uh, the creation of applications that access features of data from an operating system. It means that Spotify will be able to pass on data to your system. Okay. But that is um, you need an agreement with Spotify because they need to set up this API with you. You do need some professional credentials. They will investigate you before they allow you to set up that system. A lot of people are using this. So, um, uh, g- platform Billboard is attached to this to the API of Spotify. Nielsen has an API attached to Spotify, and so that allows Spotify to feed them information. So that's how KWorb is actually accessing the data from Spotify. Okay, I hope that's clear before we go to this very sweet smile of Suga. Did anyone else see about the rapper making so much money using bots? I posted the video on YouTube. So not YouTube, Patreon. Please watch that. Okay, so please like the video, and then this is your sugar. Okay, I'm trying to rush it because we are 12 minutes over time. Okay, so this is Cortis. They had an interview. You know, I love the group, and I'm really looking forward to their success. It's just that I think by now, you know, they're so respectful of BTS and TXT, and they've repeatedly acknowledged how they are able to do the things that they are doing because of BTS and TXT. Okay. And they never deny that. They would always say if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the budget, we wouldn't have the connection, we won't able to make it in LA, all of those stuff. So we know that already. But I think it is time for people to stop asking them about BTS because it's just getting too much. I think we should give them a chance to build their own name as well. One of the things that I like about this interview is when they said that oh they sometimes they would just be so relaxed, chill, and then they remember, oh, my senior is BTS and it's driving them to work harder. I think that in itself speaks volumes of their attitude, that they're not taking for granted the privileges that they enjoy because of BTS. But I feel like enough already, let them build their own name. Okay, I'll It is going to release their next single, their next album, Not Cute Anymore, I believe is the title of the next song. Please support them. Okay. This is them. So this is a preview of some of the as a preview like photos, concept previews of their. I just wanted to show you this glamorous picture of Yoonjin because she's my bias in Les Seraphim. Okay, it's pretty, right? And then Stray Kids is going to release another album November 21, and I believe that if they make number one again in Billboard 200, then this will be their eighth consecutive. Okay. And then this, I think, is just a special trivia. No rap songs appear in the top 40 on the Hot 100 for the first time since February 1990. Ending streak of 35 years, 8 months, and 3 weeks since of October 25, 2025. Interesting, right? Okay, that's it. Cordy's departed where today? I don't know where they're going. Japan? Did you see LSM on the Seraphim on? Oh, they're great. Please watch the Seraphim's performance in Jennifer Hudson's show. It was absolutely live. They didn't even have a backing track. They just performed live and they did. Oh my God, they were spectacular. Please watch their performance. Okay. Do you have questions before I go? I don't know if they corrected it. I hope they did. Lullaby is my favorite song. There were few more people. What do you mean, doll? Nothing. I'm already getting some news on ADOR case. Oh, you did? It. What is it? Breaking. It's difficult to see ADOR's dismissal of Min Hee-jin alone as a breach of contract. Do you want me to show it on screen? Do you want me to show you? So they're saying that the court said that dismissing the dismissal of Min Hee-jin is not a breach of contract. Ador's dismissal of Min Hee-jin alone hardly constitutes breach of contract. Do you want to see the news? Yes. Okay. Let me see here. There. Breaking news. Ador's dismissal of Min Hee-jin alone hardly constitutes a breach of contract. Okay, no news article. That's it. You've got a headline. So I am assuming that these people are the reporters are just trying to like get to the news as fast as they could, and so they're publishing whatever it is that they can. So let's see what they're gonna say. If it wasn't breach, let's see. Here, see if this has better information. Nope. So there's another one which said the same thing, just the headline. No details. Okay, so I guess we're going to see this unfold. It's a good start. At least the court is saying her dismissal is not a breach of contract. And so that is where the entire thing is hinged on. New Jeans is saying that it was breach of contract. So it's a start. Let's see where this is going to unfold. Let me see. I have one more source that might have more information. Oh, Karina is the new brand ambassador of Chanel. So I guess they moved out of Minji. Okay. See here. All right. Here's more information. Um, it cannot be seen that Min Hee-jin, so I apologize for the English. They are not native speakers. So it cannot be seen that Min Hee-jin was the reason or motive for the defendants, New Jeans, to sign the exclusive contract. In other words, the court found that New Jeans didn't sign the contract because of Min Hee-jin. Okay. So the court is saying you did not become a part of ADOR because of Min Hee-jin. Next, the court did not accept the claim that keeping her as a CEO was a fundamental part of the agreement. Okay, so they're saying that nope, this agreement is not hinged on her being a CEO. Next, Ador sent Min Hee-jin a draft of a delegation of duties contract, and even after that, after she was dismissed as a CEO, they proposed a similar agreement to prevent any disruption of work. So they're saying that Ador did that, meaning Ador intended for her producer role to continue even after her dismissal. That's it. Those are that's what they have had so far. Okay, let me put it on screen so that you have something. Wait a minute. Okay. I'll put it on the screen so that you can read it. Just I apologize for their English. It is not their first language. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me just okay, 1 second. Okay. Here. Let me make it bigger. A little bigger. Okay. I think that's okay. Okay, I'll show it to you now. 1 second. Okay, do you want it bigger? All right. These are the so far that has been four things that have been released. Um in other so there you go. Okay, let me see. Sorry. Oh yeah, you can still see that. Or maybe not. Let me see here. Okay. Make it 175. There you go. So in other words, the court found that New Jeans didn't sign the contract because of Min Hee-jin. Okay, that's one. Second, the court didn't accept the claim that keeping her as a CEO was a fundamental part of the agreement. Number three, ADOR sent Min Hee-jin a draft of delegation of duties contract, and even after she was dismissed as a CEO, they proposed a similar agreement to prevent any disruption in work, meaning ADOR intended for her producer role to continue even after her dismissal. So that so far is what I got. Nothing is coming in, so I'm assuming that this is everything they have got. Okay. You have questions? That's wonderful and very fair. It's a good start. Let's see what they are going to do, um, or what the court is going to decide. So it seems that so far, everything points to the court upholding but you'll never know with South Korea, you know. You just don't know. Okay. Oh, here's another one. It's all headlines. No details, sorry. But here's another one that posted it. Let me show it to you. There. Ador's dismissal of Min Hee-jin alone hardly constitutes a breach of contract. Okay. And then you can see here, you're seeing it, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Make it like this so that you can see everything. Okay. So as you can see here, it says Ador's dismissal of Min Hee-jin alone hardly constitute a breach of contract. Yeah, so far that is it. Those are the things that we are getting. So let's keep watch of this. If anything happens, maybe I'll do like just an impromptu live just to talk about it briefly. And then I'm gonna have to start reading the book. Do you have your books with you? You know what I'm talking about, right? Seven Chacos. Um, so yeah, I have it. All right. So if we get the decision anytime soon, I will go live just to talk about it briefly. And then I'm going to have to start my reading. You covered 152,000 topics. All right. Isn't that everything? New jeans based breaking on the contract on? Don't have the book. Do want one. Um, so these journalists are copy pasting each other. They are well. They said that it is hinged on them being the ones to ask Min Hee-jin to complain about plagiarism. So they're saying that she should not be fired for that, because it was us who were complaining about it. But I think we know by now that they have established that the firing isn't because of that, but because of a lot of other things. So, okay. But we can expect that no matter what happens to this lawsuit, they will still be um, they will still be appealing. Fire Butterfly, for however it helps you reach your goal. Thank you so much, Fire Butterfly. Okay, so that's it. If we get the decision later, I'll do like a quick live, just talk about it briefly, and then I'll proceed with my reading because I did promise you guys that I'll do a chapter by chapter review. Okay? Thank you so much. I feel so happy today because of the speech of RM, because of the campaign of Jungkook, because Jimin posted. We got, of course, V in the Vogue World event. And then J Hope's collaboration is doing well. And then we have the concert to look forward to. We are well fed. We just need Suga, but in his own time, right? In his perfect time. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I hope that you feel the same kind of happiness I am feeling right now. Bye, everybody. Maybe I'll see you later. Maybe.